hiba hiba ye hiba fuye hiba 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 ye klebe hiba fuye hiba 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 oh hiba fuye hiba 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 ye klebe hiba fuye hiba 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 Ettu.
Ettu is for the sick. Ettu is for wedding. Ettu is for if you have a little problem, we help you. But most of all, Ettu is for when somebody dead. Ettu is how we honor the older heads, then we pass on. It taught we by our old grandparents will come from Africa.
The origins of the Ettu people can be traced back to the period after slavery when African indentured laborers came to Jamaica. They landed in the Lucy Harbor and settled in the communities of Caldwell, Kendall, Grange, and Pell River. Little was known about the Ettu culture before Jamaica's independence because it was not until the 1960s when the then mayor, Mrs. Dana Stanhope, convinced them to enter the Jamaica Festival of Arts non-competitively that their culture started to be studied.
Don't it, Master Lee?
Yeah.
It's spread from Cornwall and here what Mr.
Cardwell.
From over Cornwall there.
Where that is? Cardwell is
over so. Remember to be under the old African then they leave. So you're joking.
So in defining ICH for UNESCO, in UNESCO term, ICH, which is short form for intangible cultural heritage, are the living heritage of humankind. And it refers to practices, representations, expressions, knowledge and skills that are transmitted from one generation to another. So that is what defines intangible cultural heritage. These could be skills, this could be your know-how, your traditions, your knowledge, your oral history, but it has to be transferred from one generation to another. So intangible heritage allows you to experience your past that can be practiced in the present and handed over for the future. And it's very important to safeguard intangible cultural heritage. Why ICH? Why UNESCO promoting ICH? Of course, we do have 1972 Convention for the safeguarding of for the built heritage, the world heritage, natural and cultural heritage, those are built heritage. And then UNESCO came about in 2003 with this convention, having felt the importance and the need to safeguard the intangible heritage of the world. Why we do need to safeguard ICH? Because intangible cultural heritage promotes intercultural dialogue and encourage mutual respect. Without one knowing one another's intangible cultural heritage, there's no dialogue, intercultural dialogue in this world. So in the swift globalization terms, a homogenization of the world, there is a dire need to give attention and safeguard the intangible cultural heritage.
The rituals for both the dinner play and the 40 nights are said to be the same except for the food served. The dinner play costs more while the 40 nights is cheaper. Fufu, tum-tum, callaloo and okra are served at dinner play, while at the 40 night, which is held on the 39th night after the death of an individual. At a 40 night, unwashed white rice cooked with goat's meat is prepared for the ancestors without salt, and after the ancestors' food is taken out, salt is added to the food for the living members present. This is the only food prepared.
And sprinkle busy in her head, find her mole or something. Come down the street in her back and rum. And when you sprinkle it after that, you kill him. And when you kill him now, then catch the blood. And when you catch the blood, then take your mark, the family. But then mix the blood with rum, you know. So after then catch it now, then throw rum in it and mix it up and then take it. Then take your mark, the family.
Right now I'm building the boat for the okra. That's where we put the okra food into, dinner into for the okra. So you build the house, that's the house you see.
You cook the food, and after you cook the food, you take it out and you put it into the mortar and you beat it.
Take this up here so, and bring it down here so.
What do that for? Everything come together.
The meal. This is the food we eat in the mortar.
You put on the meat, make it boil. And when you're done, and you throw the rice in it. And you make it boil. And when it boil, you share it out.
Huh?
The method of preparing the food for both the dinner play and the 49th remains the same today. Fufu is made by roasting breadfruit and then beating it in a mortar and then rolling it into balls. The tum-tum is made the same way, but instead of breadfruit, yam is used.
What? You may have the wrong one there, Fred. Too salty.
Fufu. Yeah. Oh my God.
We cook the food and we make a little shed round the house side. And we get one table and we get a white towel and spread it. And we go put the dinner and the drinks on it. You carry the dinner go on the table. And the head one for like, my guy they know what the head. Him go and talk and tell him. Then they ask him to satisfy. But they no happy them up waiting. So they beg them to satisfy with whatever they can manage. And the other family come and do the same. And when time them talk done, we go and polish it off.
At 6 p.m., the food is taken to the booth prepared for the ancestors, and everyone present partake of the meal the traditional way, which is eating the food with their hands and not with a fork or spoon. For everyone that is late for the food at 6 p.m., their food is left in the pot, and when they reach, they all eat from the pot which is placed on the ground.
African name, down on the floor. Yes. Right.
Yes. Sit down now, sit down on the
Take one. Everybody, every family. The boat is in here, the boat is
Wow, man.
How would they walk?
You have been up on the bad no machine and make one.
Daddy, now pick up some. Yeah, I think so. Nothing to me.
No, you come like I get you know.
Well, take my start now. One get up and address the people, the drum man, tin man, the singers them, and get up and address them. We're going to have this little fun tonight, and we ask for a good behavior. And suppose it don't suit you, you just get up and go. And if you have anybody who you bring come there, you call them out now. Leave the play now, the first to have play the now. Charlie way. More start the dinner play. Nobody don't dance, we play 3 seam. And nobody don't dance. We play 1 first. And he stop. We stop the drum and we start another one and he play. He stop and the other one play 3. We call it 3 seam. And then we use the rum now and butler. We throw the rum in the booth and the busy and everybody get them drinks.
Central to every Ettu celebration is the use of drums. Only 2 drums are used for all ceremonies done by the Ettu people. The drums are called the akata, which is a tin drum which is primarily a kerosene oil tin pan, and the iri, which is a double-headed wooded drum covered with the skin of a female goat.
With the drum that the goat skin make up of, you can't use a ram goat. You had to use a she goat. Because I don't know if you know, but during the weather, when the weather change, you have rainy season, the ram goat vice change, horse. So they don't use that on the drum. They use the female, because the female voice never go hoarse.
Within the group exist family dances, and each dancer is called when his or her song is played and sung by the accompanying musicians. There are obvious and close interactions between dancer and drum, with no attempt at pleasing or relating to anyone outside the group. Throughout the dance, feet are flat and in contact with the earth. Men dance with more energy and agility than women. Women use subtle or angular hip movements with their bodies erect or slightly tilted forward with the knees bent. When dancing to the music, the dancers perform solo acts except when the dancer is being shawled. This is done as a mark of appreciation and encouragement by the members of the group, who steps forward with a long scarf and throws it around the dancer's neck. The shawler then presses the dancer's torso backwards from the waist and stretches his or her arms in turn by raising each one diagonally from the shoulder. All the family songs are in an African dialect, and the meanings of most of the words are unknown to the members of the group. when the members of the different families go into the circle and all dance their respective family dance with one song being sung. At 11:30 p.m. or 11:45 p.m., they call the ancestors to the meal that was prepared for them.
But the play over now. The play over now. And them now we get up now, the house people, them who we go play for. We get up now and sing. And say, Master Kaka, me they tell you Mara, so me they tell you this. Him put his hand on him belly and come before you the drum man and make kochi. And him go to the tin man and he make kochi. And him come to the singer them now and he make kochi. And the play over.
Outsiders are not permitted to participate in the cultural practices of the group. They can watch but not participate.
Buster they know Ajina. You see, you know what I mean Ajina?
No.
Creole. Like the Buster they know Ajina. Buster one, that's it a dance in there. And we no mean fi give him it. And he still left us. And we go and give him. We got for him sing for sing. We no sing enough we sing for him. We sing for him now. Ajina o Ajina. Ajina o Ajina.
As much as for a nation, the built, tangible heritage is important, the intangible aspect is equally important, or even I would say more important, because for any built, tangible heritage, the intangible aspects brings the story and the history behind it. ICH, Intangible Cultural Heritage, gives meaning in life, gives the community a sense of identity and belonging, because intangible heritage is very much close to the communities. This is one of the culture convention that gives importance to the communities who practices, because without the communities, there's no intangible heritage. So in order for community mobilization, community pride, community belonging, the intangible cultural heritage plays a key role. And hence, to build a community, to build a nation, to move forward, intangible cultural heritage is key to nation building. And it is hoped that the national cultural policies would also take into account the importance of intangible cultural heritage, mostly the safeguarding efforts on how do we transmit the knowledge from one generation to another, how do we educate the future generation, how do we educate children at school on the importance of ICH. First and foremost, there's a need on identifying what is your ICH, and then what are the specifics that we need to put in place to safeguard this and pass it down from generation to generations.
The language spoken by the Ettu people is called the Twi, and over the years the frequency of its use has dwindled. It is not used often in everyday conversations today, and only a few of the elders along with some of the younger generations know a few of the words and what they mean. The Ettu group is very much a part of the cultural identity of Jamaica, and if we are to protect our intangible cultural heritage, continuous research must be done to ensure that as much of our cultural identity is safeguarded, and with the Ettu group, research work must be done on the Twi language spoken by the group in order to help them understand the words they are saying.
Show, 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 delle okenyo, show, 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 delle okenyo, show, 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 delle okenyo, show, 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 delle okenyo.